Welcome back to another episode of Map It. This is Make It Plain with Tracy, your favorite weekly podcast. Today we're going to be talking about something really interesting, okay? And I will explain. It starts with, I'll give you a riddle. So let's all participate now, okay? So it starts with the letter D. It's a value. Okay, it's a virtue, you call it a value, that if you embrace, of course, will propel you faster from point zero to whatever height you intend to reach. Okay, let me simplify it. So yes, it starts with the letter D. It's something that feels like punishment if you have to follow through. But yes, it's there's no gainsaying that is of no profit. Okay, did I give any clue? Okay, one more time. Start with the letter D, and it's called discipline. Yes, discipline. I want to talk about discipline today. Discipline is a very strong word. Discipline brings a whole lot to our minds. As students in school way back, discipline is like one word that, of course, students are like a synonymous with. Once you fail a law, once you do something not right, even children growing up as kids growing up in the home, you're just sure that discipline is that housemate that has no room in the house. It's always somewhere behind the door, somewhere in mommy's palms. In those days we get knocks on our head. So discipline comes in many forms. But so now we're going to bring it down to ourselves, and we're going to look at personal discipline towards achieving your goals, discipline towards staying true to your pursuits, discipline towards ensuring that you dot your I's, you cross your T's, and you thank yourself later for following through. Okay, so having said that, we're going to go straight into what discipline is and what it's not. So while it feels like punishment, the truth is, it's not any form of punishment, but then it has to do with restraint. It has to do with cutting down. It has to do with, it has to do with ensuring you follow through. Consistency, following through, restraint, but all towards ensuring that you achieve your goal. I'll give two examples. Not really as students, but there are times you have a goal, maybe a financial goal. Let's start with the disadvantage of not being disciplined. Okay, so imagine you have a financial goal, you have a target, maybe you want to register for a course, you want to do your MBA, or you want to enroll for a course, and it's pretty much like $3,000. Let me raise the bar high so you can appreciate the consequence of not following through. And you tell yourself, okay, I'm working, this is how much I earn, and because of this goal I want to reach by a certain time, I need to ensure that I make savings of X amount weekly or monthly for the X amount of time, months. Okay, so you've done your calculations, you've done your mathematics, and everything seems fine. So now the game begins, or the countdown begins. So your work is to just ensure, your role is to ensure that you follow through. Now, not being disciplined to consistently ensure to make that savings, put those entries, those deposits in the bank, I believe you already know what the consequence is. So you certainly not meet your target, and that impacts your bigger goal. So, knowing the consequence of not being disciplined, I can now share with us 3 ways to instill the culture of discipline in our spaces. 3 ways of instilling or embracing discipline in our spaces. Okay, so the story I gave actually gives an example of a clear consequence. So one way to instill discipline is to build a structure, like have a plan, a structure, a model. So that example really shows a structure to say, every month I'm going to make certain amount of deposit to the bank just to ensure. So it's a structure. It's something you can articulate, you can see, you can follow through, and of course you can fail if you're not intentional about it. So that's about building a structure. Another way would now be to build routines. Structure sounds like routines, but then when you build a structure, you now need to follow through. That's the routine, the discipline, the commitment to begin to follow the structure in place. That's your routine. It's as simple as saying, I want to work out or take 30 minutes walk daily. In principle, that's a structure. But then when I begin to do it, when I begin to act on it, then when I begin to successfully act on it, then that becomes my routine. So you build a structure and then follow through, act on it, so it becomes a routine. And then thirdly, what can I do to instill discipline would be to remove any form of distraction along the way. So I just thought of this example of a vocal training a singer wants to embark on, and then every time it's time for your rehearsals, your personal rehearsals, that's about the time they're playing one kind of match. If you're a football fan or something it's so, you're so into, what do you do? Which would you choose? So take away those distractions. Distractions are not necessarily bad things. They might be very fantastic things you love, but then just conflicting with your assigned time for your routine. So remember, you build a system or structure, then begin to act on it. It becomes a routine. When you successfully act on it, it becomes a routine. And then thirdly, we're saying remove any form of distraction. So if there are going to be conflicts, it's time for match. That's when you also check your routine, check your schedule, and then insert. Another way to take away distractions, I always say this one. When I started my weight loss journey, trust me, what I don't want to eat, you won't find it in my fridge. That's my own humble way of taking out any distraction of eating things that are not meant, I don't want to, I choose not to eat in that season. I've given lots of examples, but then it's just to help buttress what it means to have a structure, what it means to have a routine, and what it means to actually say no, capital no, to distractions. So this is all about discipline. Like I said, it's something that looks difficult, it's something that feels like a punishment, but eventually the gain is huge if you follow through. So I hope that was useful. I would like you to like, subscribe, share this episode of Map It, and I remain your favorite weekly podcast host, and I'll see you next week.